Over a period of a few hours early this morning, Atlanta police found themselves investigating 3 scenes of violence. 3 shootings, 2 people dead. 11Alive learning new details tonight on each of these crime scenes. The first incident around 1 a.m. at a gas station on Metropolitan Parkway. APD says they found a woman had been shot, still alive at that time, taken to Grady. It is there she died. Her identity not being mentioned. About 45 minutes later, another shooting. This one at a home along Lone Oak Avenue Southwest. An investigation found a large group was happening at a party when shots were fired. 2 women were wounded. No word on how seriously. The shots alleged to have come from 2 suspect vehicles. And finally, just before 3 a.m., a crime scene home on McDaniel Street. 1 man was found shot to death at the scene. No identity given in this case as well. All 3 of the shootings making for a busy night for Atlanta's law enforcement.
As a major city, we're going to have incidents, but we have to respond, and we have the resources to respond. We had several officers on one scene, and officers respond to another. As it stands now, this is the preliminary investigation. We're going to follow up, and we're going to make sure we identify suspects involved for these incidents to keep our city safe.
In the morning hours, another fatal shooting. This was at a home on Mary George Avenue, close to West Side Atlanta Charter School. APD found the body of a man with a gunshot wound to the head. Again, no word on the search for a suspect. On Tuesday morning, the selection of grand juries will take place at the Fulton County Courthouse. It is expected that one of those grand juries will eventually hear the case against former President Trump and an alleged attempt to overturn the 2020 election. It is one of many legal actions being levied against the former president, but if he should be convicted of a felony, does it mean that he can still run for the White House in the cycle ahead and not be allowed to vote? With that answer from Verify, here's Casey Decker.
Former President Donald Trump is currently facing numerous felony charges, but the Constitution guarantees that even if he gets convicted, he's eligible to run for president again. That was surprising to many Verify viewers, especially those who recalled that many states have laws preventing convicted felons from voting. One viewer texted us to ask whether it would be possible that someone could be eligible to run for president, but ineligible to vote. So let's verify. Our sources are the Constitution, the ACLU, the National Conference of State Legislatures, and the Restoration of Rights Project. The Constitution leaves it up to states to decide who's eligible to vote. Only Maine, Vermont, and D.C. allow felons currently in prison to vote. A number of states let felons vote once they get out of prison. Others require them to complete their full sentence first, meaning parole, probation, and paying any fines due. Others still require certain felons to request a pardon to get their voting rights back. And in many states, you have to be eligible to vote to run for state or local office. But states have no say in who can run for federal office, meaning president, vice president, Senate, or the House of Representatives. That authority lies solely with the Constitution. And the Constitution says as long as you meet age, citizenship, and residency requirements, you can run. The Supreme Court has said the only way to add more requirements to that list is a constitutional amendment. So we can verify, yes, someone could lose their right to vote in their state, but still be allowed to run for president. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
If you see a claim online that you'd like us to verify, you can send us an email to verify@11alive.com. You can also text the word verify to the number on your screen, 404-885-7600. Many new laws for Georgia went into effect on July 1st. But this one comes a little bit of a different way. It is called the Georgia Lemonade Stand Act. This law allows for children under the age of 18 to sell non-consumable goods or prepackaged food or lemonade on private property without a permit. It was the brainchild of Tamia and Jack Ganauer. They, along with their father, asked state lawmakers to pass the bill this legislative session passed, and it also found bipartisan support. Today they were selling some of their lemonade for the first time since the bill was signed into law by the governor.
I met senators, I met people from the House of Representatives, I even met the governor. Like, that's not very normal for the average person's life. So I'm like, wow, I've accomplished pretty good stuff.
It is easy in situations like this to be able to say, you know, it's just kids. What difference does it make? or to not treat it with any kind of care or seriousness. But when they were in front of legislators, they took them seriously, they listened to what they had to say, they asked them questions, and it made them feel heard.
So the children are already looking at what their father is now calling brand extensions by trying to sell some hot chocolate when winter arrives. Business never stops. Entrepreneurs are like the sun and the moon. They were always ever present. Nicole Hartford is back today with us. How about a check-in on the weather?
Yes, and the weather's perfect for those lemonade stands the next couple of days. We've had a lot of heat so far. We've got a lot more heat in store as the summer rolls on, but we actually might get a little bit of a break from some of the summertime heat and humidity for the next couple of days. This is our view right now as we look towards downtown. You can see cloud cover has been building across North Georgia, and this is ahead of some showers and thunderstorm activity that will be moving in later this evening. So far, not really anything on the radar in our neck of the woods. We have a couple spotty showers that have managed to develop, so a little bit of drizzle certainly possible, but all the storm activity at this point is still either down towards the south, off towards the west, or up towards the north. So we're kind of surrounded by it. All of this activity is actually ahead of an incoming cold front, and that cold front is going to provide our best chance for rainfall later this evening, as well as through the overnight and even into Monday morning. There's a lot of rain to work with, as you can see, and based on the humidity outside, we've got a lot of moisture in the air as well. So for some, this could be a nice little soaking through the overnight hours as well as into early tomorrow. Along this cold front and ahead of it, where we're seeing most of the storm activity, that's where we do have a risk for severe weather as well. The primary threat is going to be off towards the east, where there's that level 2 risk that extends throughout portions of North Carolina and into Virginia. For us, we're under the level 1 threat. So we may see an isolated storm or two that manages to produce some very gusty, potentially even damaging winds as these storms come through. But I think as they move southward, they are going to be weakening. Here's how it plays out on our forecast track. We'll stay mainly dry through about 8 or 9 o'clock, and then start to see some of that isolated activity push into far northwest Georgia. This is going to spread southeast, likely reaching the Atlanta metro area around midnight, and then continuing its trek down towards the south. So you may be awoken late tonight and early tomorrow morning by a few rumbles of thunder outside as well. This rain will continue throughout the early morning hours and could even linger for your morning commute on Monday. It's not a guarantee of a wet commute, but it is a possibility. So if you're worried about that morning commute or about traffic being a little bit worse than usual, I would say give yourself some extra time, as we could still have some lingering rainfall by the time the sun rises on Monday. That'll actually continue throughout Monday morning. We'll slowly clear out the rainfall from northwest down towards the southeast, and the second half of the day actually looks really enjoyable. We will see the redevelopment of a couple isolated showers and storms behind that cold front later Monday afternoon as well as the evening, but the middle of the day, really the early afternoon and even into the later afternoon, should stay primarily dry before that rainfall redevelops. Here's your Monday planner. I know based on the planner that it looks kind of doom and gloom with lots of rainfall, but I think the afternoon hours will still be able to enjoy plenty of sunshine. Temperature wise, it's not going to be quite as hot tomorrow. Highs will only get up into the mid 80s, right around 86 degrees in Atlanta, and as we go through the next couple of days, we'll also enjoy some lower humidity behind that cold front, although briefly Tuesday and Wednesday. It's not going to be necessarily dry air, but it will be drier, and that will allow for some more comfortable mornings as well. So here's your 3-day forecast. We have the morning showers and storms on Monday. We enjoyed 2 beautiful days on both Tuesday as well as Wednesday, and high temperatures start to climb. We'll stay dry for the middle of the week, and then rain chances do re-enter the forecast by Thursday and Friday. Your 7-day outlook does bring back those daily isolated showers and storms as we move into the end of this upcoming week.